And welcome back inside the Stand Sheriff Center. At the top of your screen, your starting lineups, courtesy of the Hawaiian Tel Federal Credit Union. And we are set to go on an Aloha Friday night. Glad to have you with us, wherever you might be watching in from, around this beautiful 50th state and beyond those watching online. And J.P. Marks to get it going, and just the way he looks tonight, Chris, certainly a difference from the energy that he brought forth last week. In the first swing of the night, Christian Rivera with the hammer.
Well, I was most impressed with Joey Booth right there. He handled J.P. Mark's serve very nicely, put it right to the spot where the setter Christensen could put up a nice outside set.
And Hawaii going to Johan Timmer. With that swing, interesting to note that Johan gets the starting nod. He, for the most part, was the serving specialist for Hawaii the beginning portion of the season. And then, Brooks Adore was also at that position, earned his way into the starting lineup. And now Johan getting the start, and again, to just give him more rotations.
Exactly. Give him more shots behind that service line. He will likely be subbed out when he goes back to the front row. But he'll come back in later in the match.
And Johan with a booming serve, and that's a service ace.
And that's why he starts the way he starts. Gets in, gets a quick kill, gets a quick ace. He's earned his keep out there.
Went right at Joey Booth in that back corner. Booth got a little touch on it and was able to dig it up. So 2-1 Hawaii. And a good start for the Warriors. And again, a different energy certainly from last week. And that one, a little bit too much energy on it. Side out, even at twos, and Christian Rivera back to serve it up. And the Hawaii guys, Micah Christensen in there.
And Henry Cassidy.
And Henry Cassidy also, the libero. To the far side, Siki Sarkovic. And he puts it down with authority. Side out, point Hawaii, and a 3-2 advantage.
Both teams seem to be commit blocking in the middle, leaving the outsides with one-on-one situations. I think they're believing that if they get a good pass, they're probably going to set the middle.
Hawaii at 4-10 in the conference. They're 3-3 here at home. USC 4-9, but 2-5 away from the campus. And there's a service ace. Brooks Adore has that way of putting that overspin, and a ball that looks like it might be traveling long. It just bites in there inside that line.
It's called a 1-to-1 serve, serving from area 1 and hitting it at area 1 on the other side of the court. Tough ball to pass.
So 4-2 Hawaii, and you see the numbers for Brooks Adore, 29 service aces on this season. And another serve went right at Booth. And then Booth with the swing. Hawaii getting a good touch on it. Sarkovic made the best of that. Again, good hands by Taylor Averill in the middle, giving Hawaii an opportunity. Sarkovic, the roll shot, dug up by the Hawaii product in the cross-court kill to Tanner Jansen. That's a big swing by Jansen, who averages 3.9 kills per set. And he's their go-to guy.
He's 8th ranked in the NCAA in the country. He's really playing well this year.
And Robert Feathers into the net. The service airs. That kind of eliminates that great swing by Tanner Jansen. And Hawaii maintains a 2-point advantage. Sarkovic back to serve for Hawaii. Friday night crowd still arriving and getting to their seats, and that applause, it's becoming rather commonplace as Taylor Averill knocks down the overpass.
What a serve by Sarkovic. He just absolutely rips this ball. Tough to handle. Taylor Averill with the easy tap down, then he quickly gives credit where credit is deserved, and that's to Sarkovic.
Another great serve. And the booming swing once again of Jansen kill.
Boy, he's really got to focus on Jansen. He gets twice as many sets as the next player. He's got like 400 sets this year. The next guy is Rivera. I think he's got 200 sets. So Jansen is their go-to guy. He'll get a lot of attention.
As will this guy for Hawaii, J.P. Marks. They had the double block on him. Coming in and saving that one for USC was Micah Christensen. Joby Ramos gets it over the net for Hawaii. And then off the high hands of the Warriors and unable to pop the ball up with Sarkovic. Point USC. Great hustle by Micah Christensen out of Kamehameha to keep that one alive for the Trojans.
Well, Christensen, you know, arguably the best setter in the country. So it's a real treat to get to be able to see him play at his home in his hometown.
Marks off the block out. Point Hawaii. Well, last week, the Matadors of Cal State Northridge came to town. Hawaii dropping both. JP didn't play the first night. Still under the second night. Hawaii losing them both in 4. So this is a weekend that they've had circled on their calendar for many reasons and takes on that much import now and another service ace. And one thing that has changed, Chris, since you have come back, you missed that last weekend as you were traveling, and again, we'll talk about that. But Taylor Averill's starting to put a little bit more heat on his serves, and that's something that he was more of just kind of a float serve guy.
Last time I left, he was floating, but I remember last year he did a lot of jump serving, and then he put it away when this year came along. He wanted to be a steadier server.
Well, he's putting a little bit more fire on it now, trying to keep it alive. As Siki, J.P. Marks goes up, but there's Micah Christensen right there to dump it down on the Hawaii side of the net. Great play by Micah.
Micah Christensen, the number 3 blocker on this team. You see he's got .82 blocks per set. One of the better blocking setters in the league.
And Joey Booth with the serve, and that is long.
We've only played 15 points so far, and already Hawaii's servers have made their presence known, should you say. 3 aces so far, in case you just joined us.
Well, that's one thing that Bill Ferguson had talked about. I went onto their website, and he did it. They interviewed him at the school media station, and kind of one of the things that he talked about in that interview was Hawaii serving, and he was very concerned about it, and for good reason.
Yeah, he told me yesterday at practice that he was going to have something up his sleeve to deal with the tremendous serving capabilities of this Hawaii team. I haven't seen what he's going to do yet, but he made it sound like it was going to be some magic potion he was going to rub on the forearms or something.
Well, it's still up their sleeve, although the service error by Hawaii right there brings the Trojans back within a deuce. Good serve. Good pass by Cheap. Set to Sador. And back out of the back row. And the block by Brooks Sador. We featured him in the pregame show. His expression, his animation, and his love of celebration.
Best part about this play, Sador gets the block along with Mauli on the bar. But the best part about it was right before that, Sador didn't get a good swing at the ball, so he just kept it in play, allowing his block to score the point. I remember a younger Brooks Sador who would just hammer away on that shot and get it blocked.
And a good swing that time. Out of the middle by Christian Rivera. If you missed it in our pregame show on Game On, talking about growing up as a young boy in Canada, talking about Brooks Sador, and his father had him write down all of his goals as a 10-year-old boy, and Dad pulled those goals out shortly before he came to college, and his #1 goal as a young boy, go to the University of Hawaii and play volleyball. And he said when he saw that many years later, and to this day when he sees it again, it brings goosebumps.
What a great story, great story. And Sador has really taken a hold of that opposite position that was up for grabs all during the fall, and even early part of this season during the regular season in January, but he will not let go of that spot now.
Christensen on serve for the Trojans, setting up Sarkovic. On the little roll shot, unsuccessful by Rivera. Sador had to go over the triple block. Back to Rivera, Ramos going across court, Cheap pops it up, Siki. And picked up over there by Cassidy. Marks out of the back row. And the Trojans get the point. One of the longer rallies, probably the longest we're going to end up seeing tonight.
tremendous rally. Both teams playing great defense, and both all the outside hitters struggling to get the set they wanted, so they're just keeping the ball in play. And the team that waited the longest was the most patient, got the point.
And another good swing by the Trojans. And they have evened up this first set.
Robert Feathers at 6'8", just a sophomore, national blocker of the year last year. Best blocker in the country, but tonight he's showing he's got some offense.
Feathers hitting .438 on the season. That's almost unbelievable. Sador trying to go cross court, able to get it down. Flying out of the back row, and that is in, and that was Joey Booth, a 6'6" sophomore out of Newport Beach, California. And Charlie Wade will take time out. Hawaii was up 3, now they're down 1. Back at the Stanley, and let's look at our Kaiser Permanente keys to the match.
Well, for USC, they've got to hide the Jekyll. That's the Jekyll and Hyde season they've had. They've got to have more Jekyll, the good guy, coming out rather than the bad guy. They beat UCI and Stanford when they were 1 and 2 in the country, and lost on number 14 and 15, UCSD and UOP. That's how wide a range SC has had in the way they played this year. And for Hawaii, they just got to bring the big serve. They brought them pretty well so far tonight.
Hawaii going to get a free ball here. Ramos, quick set. Holt unable to put it down. And then the back set, and then the block. The roof. Brooks Sador, Davis Holt. I think Holt got the bulk of it.
Hawaii picks up their second block of the night right there. Very well-formed block. Nice job by Holt to close and tighten up that block.
Hawaii averaging 2.28 blocks per set. And that's going to be a carry or 4 hits. Actually went over the top of the net. It was a bunch of different things, but the end result.
It looked like it might have been a carry, but it was called, I guess, Micah Christensen over the net onto Hawaii's side and brought the ball back.
Whatever it is, you could tell it was something funny. And end result, point Hawaii. Warriors up by 1 at 12-11. And Holt floats it over. Back set, Rivera. That'll be off the block of Sarkovic and out. And that's a point for the Trojans.
Christian Rivera's had a lot of international competition playing for Puerto Rico. 11 kills last week against UOP. 13 kills against Stanford on Sunday night.
And Rivera back to serve it up. A little miscommunication by Hawaii. J.P. Marks and Matthew Cheap both going for that ball, perfectly placed in that seam right between them. And the service ace puts the Trojans back up. Trojans coming off, big win against number 15 Pacific to avenge a 3-set 1 loss to Pacific earlier in the season.
And you saw Rivera's numbers there, 9 aces, but he's got, I think, 31 errors to go along with that. 15 errors to go along with. Not a very good ratio. You want to be as close to 1-to-1 as you can.
And here's some scores, and Cal Baptist is that team that's kind of right there on the bubble, and everybody's, Hawaii, USC included, hoping they're going to drop down. And Stanford sweeping.
They got swept.
By CSB. UCSB is the team that Hawaii is going to end the season. That actually doesn't do any favors for the Warriors, does it?
No, they want those bottom 5 teams to get loss after loss after loss. They want.
Everything was sweeps, and Pepperdine sweeping. But yeah, that UC Santa Barbara sweep against Stanford, that is not good for Hawaii.
That was at Santa Barbara. That's a tough place to play. Not surprising to see Santa Barbara hold the home court advantage there.
14-12 here, and that one nearly trickling over the top of the cable and down on the Hawaii side, but instead it's a service error. Point for the Warriors. It'll be 13 serving 14, and Brooks Sador back to do the honors for Hawaii. Wahine basketball victorious last night, and then tomorrow is senior night for the Wahine.